To another one of our top stories tonight. It's been a violent week in Jacksonville. We've had more than a half a dozen shootings and one of them fatal. On your sides, Breonna Ray Turner spoke with local anti-violence advocacy groups who give some possible solutions to put an end to these shootings.
Local activist says this repetitive violence comes down to the community coming together, speaking up, and getting these murders off the street. A line of shootings in just 1 week here in Jacksonville. Ben Frazier, president of the Northside Coalition of Jacksonville, says there's enough evidence to prove that there's a rising tide of gun violence.
We've got to call it like it is. We've got to do something differently than what we're doing right now.
Frazier says to get rid of gun violence, city officials have to begin doing a better job at diagnosing and managing the problem that produced these crimes.
Again, to address the economic part of this picture, we're going to continue to apply a Band-Aid over an open and massive wound.
Donald Foy, Jacksonville president of Mad Dad, says the violence is starting to look like what it did at the end of 2020.
Until the community gets more involved to break the code of silence, to remove these individuals from our streets, we're going to continue to have it happen.
Foy says it starts with us, speaking up and not staying silent on what may be causing the violence in these neighborhoods.
What really needs to be done is more funding needs to be put into community organizations for them to reach out to the community that they would want to break the code of silence.
In Jacksonville, Breonna Ray Turner, First Coast News, on your side.